I'm new to XRP over the last 2 months and currently have around 4,300 on an exchange, Coinbase. While trying to accumulate more as budget allows, what's next step do I need to take to secure my XRP? For that amount, you would probably want to look at a cold wallet. I don't think that Coinbase is going anywhere. They're a publicly traded company. They have, however, gone down and there's market volatility. You can't access it a lot of the time. They just get overwhelmed with the amount of people on their website, or at least that's what they say. And, they don't allow trading when that happens. So if you do anticipate selling some as the market's running higher, probably, there's a good chance you won't be able to access it on that platform. But same thing with a cold wallet. Like if you're holding on a cold wallet and you want to send it back to an exchange to be able to sell some, you're not going to be able to do that. But you do have optionality. If it's on a cold wallet, you can figure out which exchanges haven't gone down or aren't having issues. And as long as you have accounts already set up at those, then you could move it back there or to one of those to be able to execute that trade. It depends on how much responsibility you want, is really what it comes down to. So if you are going to hold it on a cold wallet, that comes with some additional liability. Not that you have insurance and not that your assets are segregated there on Coinbase. They are owned by Coinbase. You are a creditor of Coinbase if you are holding your assets with them. On the institutional side, I think they're trying to figure something out over there where it's a little bit different. For us, we set up, for the benefit of or FBO accounts. At Anchorage, minimum for us though is 50,000 XRP. So, not saying you have a little bag or it's not enough for us to deal with or any of those things. Just at this time, we don't accept clients that have less than that amount. So, your choices are kind of limited. It's either Fireblocks instance, if you wanted to go figure that out with somebody else, or use, leave it there on Coinbase. If you're okay with that, if you don't think they're going anywhere, and you don't need to access it if there's market volatility. But if you do want to take on the responsibility of holding it directly, then, I recommend Decent or Zaman or Tangem. There's a bunch of good cold wallets out there. Elipal, Arculus, both of those are air gapped. Do some research. Make sure that you're buying that cold wallet directly from the site and not off Amazon or eBay or any other things. Like skirting a little bit to save a little bit of money is not worth it on this. You should always buy direct from the manufacturer because you don't know who's tampered with that wallet. If they have access to your keys, if they're trying to sell it to you so you can put your crypto on there and they steal it from you. That's why I like Decent. I prefer them. They have a really nice UI. It's easy to use. They have a biometric thumbprint. You can add an additional key so that your spouse can get to it if God forbid something were to happen to you. I have a large breadth of assets to be able to hold on that device. So that's kind of my go-to for a cold wallet. Aside from Zaman, Zaman's specific for XRP. You can download the app on your phone. When you're setting this up, you want to make sure that you're writing down the seed phrase for whatever wallet you're using on a piece of paper. You probably want to make 3 or 4 copies of that, and you want to hold those in some different locations just in case a house burns down or something happens. You want to be able to recover those if you need to.